Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Invasions Week 8 Day 3. So, today we are, well, of course being doing invasions, gonna go be doing the yellow Guild War pet thing, the one that gives you extra armor when you have 4 of them. Tomorrow will be Archer. Other than that, we did get a new calendar as it is August now. So I might go do a video on gems versus diamonds because they, I feel like some people actually confuse the two resources, even though they are like completely different. So maybe I'll do like the best 5 things to use for gems and diamonds kind of thingy. Just kind of going over them. Meant to do that today, but just didn't have time. So maybe we'll try doing 2 videos tomorrow. I'm obviously going to be covering the class thing first though. But anyways, yeah, we just basically get a lot of diamonds and gems. Not really that good this time around though, I do have to say. Compared to some of the rewards they've been giving through the calendar, this is a relatively lackluster time. Mainly because late game players don't really need diamonds as much unless you're really low on mythics. And even if you did need diamonds, it's not a particularly high amount of them. And only 85 gems, 10 today, and then the other 75. Of course, I guess we're still getting the one every 7, but still. I don't know, it just seems a little bit lower compared to ingots and some of the other things they had in the past. But nonetheless, let's go and, yeah, go do Invasion. It is a Invasion day. Probably be doing it today and tomorrow and then stop because I believe we'll have enough points that we're pretty much done. And whatever isn't covered by then, our guild will just be able to clear out. So right here, as you can see, we do have an orb, so let's go grab that and hopefully have something good here. Come on, blue or purple? That is a purple. I'll take it. That's more gem keys right there, essentially. And tomorrow we'll hopefully get 2 of those if the guild goes far enough. And then probably on Saturday, we'll have the final one. So, seems like a game plan. Don't need anything from there, so let's get into battles. I am currently using the absolute worst hero class I could ever possibly use for this particular team. We are using Sorcerer right now, which doesn't give us a single benefit that is useful. I already changed its traits to be slightly less useless, but it's still pretty useless. Let's see. Give a random stats effect to an ally. Steal 1 life from first enemy when taking purples. Summon a golem because the other 2 were horrible. Create a dark storm because the other 2 were horrible. At least for the context of this, because we can't plague them or disease them. They all have immune. 1 magic to all allies. And gain enchant when matching grade. And that is what we're stuck with. It's not that good, to say the least. And we don't even start with half mana. So yeah, it's pretty bad. But luckily, Old Man Oakroot is so overpowered this week that it shouldn't matter. Also, I did notice these earlier. Does anyone know what these clown heads are actually for? I didn't bother checking the forum earlier. No one had it posted earlier. Wait, someone might actually posted it recently. Or recently as in after I already checked. Let me see. Yeah, what's with the clowns? Let's see. Clown Day week. Oh, it's Clown Day / week. Really? Why is that a thing? And why are they making skulls because it's a thing? Red Nose Day in the UK. Alright, let's go move that down. Go grab a... Oh, what else do we need? I guess we'll go for a green so we get enchant so we can go for the thing. Unfortunately, there is no enchant, so plan B. Let's take yellow. Actually, plan B should have probably been Wisp. Oh well. Let's go take a green. Can we still take a green here? Go take a green. There you go. Get rid of all that. There better be a green after that. There is. Though at this point, we might as well just go for the mana. Don't just go right past the green. Get the mana we need. Another Wisp. Don't you dare use your true damage. Okay, we might need to switch to Archer already. But then again, I don't think I have a switch on it until like 90 minutes from now. So, never mind. But let's go in Wisps just so we get all that off. Skull seems tempting. He still has the extra damage, so that would indeed kill it. Or almost kill it, apparently. That is not enough damage, unfortunately. But we'll need another Wisp for that. We'll go and get a secure kill on the true damage. Never mind, it's not enough damage. Well, Wisp, go! Okay, yeah, we're gonna maybe need to do something else. It might cost us 50 gems. Dun dun dun. Now we'll just hold our battles and just not do them today and then do them tomorrow with the correct hero class. Even tomorrow's hero class probably isn't gonna be correct though. I'll probably be using something like Knight. So in a way, it would probably be even weaker doing it tomorrow. If I was to start leveling Knight already. Anyways, let's try for a lucky Wisp here. That is exactly what I needed. Thank you, Wisp, for doing something correct. Now we have a couple different things we can take it for. I guess we go for this one and then just skull poke the other. Never mind, apparently we need to skull poke both of them. I'll go for that, get a Wisp down, that'll be able to kill one of them, and then we'll go from there. So that kills out the one that actually had mana. Perfect. It's the exact one we needed to go down. Ideally, we'd have a skull here. Doesn't seem like it. Don't even have a cascade that's worth going for, so that's not going to work either. We'll smooth that over. Oh, hello, extra turn. I kind of saw that too, and then it's like, nope. Okay. We'll go and, I guess we'll just explode. Not too many, but it'll give us what we need. Also clear out the kill, and then we just double poke him. Never mind, we'll need a wisp, because that will not kill it. And now we'll gain a barrier, which we need to get rid of. Or we can just skull it, that works too. As long as he doesn't get full mana back right here, and he doesn't, and he's dead. Is it worth investing an Ascension Orb for the Oak? No. It is definitely not worth using those on these troops, because they're only ever really used for the weak. He can be used outside of it, but outside of this game mode, he's only really a Grave Knight. A different colored Grave Knight that's slightly more durable with a Storm. But yeah, I wouldn't bother putting orbs into him, no. You should almost never put... Or actually, you should never put orbs into raids or invasion troops. For two reasons. One, they're mainly only used for 1 week. And two is, you wouldn't have that many battles, even if you did. Like, you would have to buy more packs to have more battles. And in buying more packs, you would automatically get him fully ascended. So there really isn't any point in ascending him. Because if you did ascend him, he'd be a low rarity. And okay. If you did ascend him, you wouldn't have that many battles. So it'd kind of be pointless. And if you don't ascend him, and you just get more battles, well, you're just going to naturally get him mythic anyway, so there's not really much of a point in using orbs on them, ever. Same goes for, like, Bounty Hunter and such. It has that same exact problem, where you wouldn't really ever use an orb on it, because you'd pretty much already get it upgraded just from getting the higher packs. The only things you really use orbs for are new legends that come into the game, generally, just to get them to mythic if you plan on using them. That's about the only thing I'd really say is particularly good to use orbs on. Or, you know, the standard +1 orb. The main thing that you would use the other orbs for are either saving them for a Zugoth, or if you really wanted to, use one on each of the Guardian troops. Because once you get all of those maxed to 4 copies, 4 copies extra, you'll end up having all the drop table from the guild keys be just troops. So you don't have to deal with them. Because normally they would make up half the drop table, but you can make it 100% troops as a drop table instead of half of them once you finally get them upgraded, which is very useful. Okay, I kind of want to get a Wisp here now. He's going to get 4 mana if I don't Wisp him right now, but Wisp is kind of pointless to throw, so I'm just going to go to this. And now we'll hope for the hit, and we did not hit, unfortunately. But, yeah, I guess we just leave him as is and just try killing it with an explosion. We can actually kill him right now if we wanted to, and I think I actually am. Just in case he moves something weirdly. So we'll do that. Get our secure kill. He's already dead just off a skull. And yeah, that's pretty much a match. He'll live ever so barely, but we could try Wisp killing it. And we'll have a guaranteed Wisp kill because we'll go tap both of them once. And then Wisp will have to hit one of them. And now we throw a Wisp. One of them will die. And it will just explode. That's pretty much the match. All we have to do is hit it with anything, and that counts as anything. And down it goes. And we keep getting that green storm as well. Okay, we got 2 more battles. No Val Ravens yet. That's a bad sign. Hopefully we get at least 1. That'd be very unlucky if we get 0 on 4 battles. I think the average would be around 6, but you can get 8. We got 10 yesterday when we ended up doing it, which was really nice. Doesn't always happen, of course, though. Did we just take mana? I think so. We have a red chance. We had a skull chance. Got neither of them, but oh well. We'll go and I guess just throw a Wisp at this point. You know what? We'll go for mana first. Do that. Oh wait, I kind of do need a Wisp. Oh no, we get to completely waste it if we do it now though. So I'm gonna go for this. I'll almost kill it. This will hopefully kill it correctly. No, it does not. Oh, it almost hit it. It hit you, but you charmed the other one. It needed it to hit you and then charm the other way around. Oh well, we'll move that. Take that down. Go for a skull. We could try double dropping there, but I think we just move this over. Yeah, let's move that one over. Get a brown over there, and it was to explode everything. We could go for a preemptive skull as well, and I think I am, so we'll do that. Get a little bit of mana off the top randomly. Explode everything out. That'll almost kill it. And I think we just leave it to die to a skull at this point. Wow, that cascade was gigantic. But yeah, I think we go for a hit, and then use Wisp to clean up. And ideally, we'll get a double kill off a Wisp. Ooh. He's going to get a poke in there. I think that's fine. He's only going to kill first slot, most likely. Nope, he doesn't even go for it. Okay, so we'll do this. Double kill, exactly what we needed. And down he goes. Not like it would have mattered if he did or didn't, but it speeds up some. And there we go. There's our invasion sigils. And we're back up to 3. Well, it's... If you have a lot of gems, like 5,000 plus gems, it could potentially be worth it to get up to the tier 5, I believe it is. The main reason for this is it ends up giving you 21 legendary ingots, which basically, if you do that twice, it would give you enough to max out a single legendary weapon. Is that really worth it? It really depends. It costs 850 gems to do that, which is obviously a ridiculously high amount of gems. To a good majority of players, I would say it isn't worth it. But if you are in a point where you have most of the drops, and you feel like you have a decent enough gem reserve, you probably should consider it. Or if you've still been needing to get like one of those better weapons upgraded, legendary weapons that you've been eyeing, then you might want it for that as well. But for the most part, no, it is not worth going that far. I would say tier 3 is the best value that you can go for. It still gives you 6 legendary ingots, and it gives you the weapon and a copy of the troop. The copy would only be at epic rarity, but still, it's for collection purposes and just to have it for the kingdom upgrade stuff. It still works out. There we go. Wisp is actually not enough damage here, so I'm just going to take a skull. It does secure us a kill. The red, through the explosion. Barely any, but we'll get the job done slightly. And now we have our double hit. We'll go on Wisp to get rid of his barrier. It actually hits the correct way, too, which is kind of nice. Now we can go try for another Wisp kill. Or we can just double tap, we'll see. What do we do here? Yeah, I think we just let 2 turns go by. So we'll hit the other one. Doesn't really matter if that thing one-shots. It's going to one-shot pretty much everything at this point anyways. But all we really have to do is get a nice explosion on it and then cascade into a skull. Or just get enough mana to actually hit it with something. Or do the first thing I said, and there we go. Okay, down to 2 again. Hopefully we find another Valraven, though, to bring it up to 8. We'll have to see. But no problem, Vic. And if anyone else does any other questions, feel free to leave them in chat, and we'll make sure to go over it. Also, I didn't even say hello to everyone. Hello, William. Hello, Sean. Hello, Zero. Hello, Danny. Good evening. Hello, Tim. Good evening as well. Hello, Marcelo. Hello, D. Hello, Steve. Hello, Sea Dog. Hello, Lurking. Hello, Captain. Hello. Let's see. Let's see. Treasure maps. It's not a treasure map week. It's a PvP week. Last week was a treasure map week. Or you're referring to a daily task. Hello, Medieval. Hello, William. National Clown Week. I still can't believe that's a thing. Why on earth is that a thing? Let's see. Next Wednesday, August 8th, on International Cat Day, this awesome cat named Kit Sith is scheduled to be released. Cat Day. That's new to me. Wait, there's a Cat Day as well? Why are there so many days for everything? Let's see. At your level, let's say you're in need of souls. What don't you use Soul Blade instead of Valkyrie 3x Warlock? At my level, if I needed souls, I'd be running Dragon Soul Triple Fair Shra, or Dragon Soul Double Fair Shra Umber Wolf, or Dragon Soul Double Fair Shra Necromancer class. Those would be the only things I'd bother using for soul farming. And once you have Fair Shras, you never use anything other than Fair Shras, just because Fair Shra has such a ridiculously gigantic soul gain. If you have Soul Blade, it doesn't tend to really be used for souls. You'd be better off using Dragon Soul or even just a Valkyrie into Warlock team at that point. Actually, Valkyrie into Warlock, for the most part, you don't really ever need to use anymore now that I think about it. Because it's actually such a slow rate compared to Arena, that with all the other rewards you now get from Arena, it's probably just better doing Arena. So not much of a need to really focus on it as much these days. Okay, we'll go take a skull down. We'll get a bit of mana. Took away some of my greens I need. He doesn't have any status effects or anything going on though, so we'll go for the poke. Go down to the next one. Let's see. Also, hello M78. Hello Anthony. And hello Kevin. Any Kraken teams? At a lower level, the team you'd run with Kraken is basically a giant spider Kraken with 2 other troops. Probably your hero using something for mana generation and 1 other troop. But yeah, basically just keep looping Giant Spider to Kraken and just keep going back and forth. You should have a Giant Spider laying around. Also, hello, Questor. And hello, Super Mies. Welcome. And hello, Romaine. Let's go, and no point in taking that skull. Or is there a point? Actually, you know what? I am going to go for that. Oh, wait, never mind. It's not worth it. I forgot to tear his armor first. Fail. Doesn't matter how much damage we do to him. He has armor up. Okay, let's go and get... not that mistake again. Let's go kill it with a wisp, hopefully. And then just go mana generate. Okay, that did not hit the right one, unfortunate. But we can try again. We have another wisp immediately. Okay, it missed again. Here, have a skull. That's still enough damage even with your 75% reduction. And that's match off of you if he doesn't kill it. And he doesn't. We'll just wisp. That'll get rid of his barrier. And dead. Have I stopped Darkest Dungeon streams? No, I have not stopped Darkest Dungeon streams. I just haven't had the time for it yet. And when I do have time, I want to put that towards some videos I've been meaning to do for Gems of War. But yeah, we'll be getting back to Darkest Dungeon, hopefully this weekend, most likely. Okay. We'll go and get an explosion down. We still have Darkstorm too, which isn't really that helpful. It's just out of everything that we have on this hero class, it's just all of it's so horrible. But we'll throw this down. It's one of those instances where having a Brown Storm on this weapon, on this next perk, actually would be really nice. I'm still hesitant to get it, but in a way I really do want to get it. The Brown Storm on Mountain Crusher. I might consider it if that web thing next patch, or this Friday, starts becoming used heavily. Because Mountain Crusher has 0 explosions if it has 0 magic. But it would have 1 explosion if it had the perk. Because it has a perk that gives it 1 explosion on Brown. And normally that would be 100% useless. But if you are webbed, it would actually be useful. Okay, there's no point sculling him because he currently has armor. So let's go let it die. And, oh, don't you dare one-shot it. Oh, that was close. Actually, we couldn't have enough damage to one-shot it, but if it does that again, we're going to have a problem. Also, if he hits it with any true damage, we're also going to have a problem. Yeah, we'll take that. If he gets full mana on that, I have to go for it, even though the other one's also going to have full mana any second now. But, yeah, this is really bad. He's actually in one-shot range, and I believe he has enough damage to kill it right now. Okay, good. We actually get to kill it beforehand. Perfect. So we're still in this. We're still in this. Go throw a poke at him. Get a wisp down. Okay, we should be fine. Do we even take that? No. Move that. Yeah, maybe I should. Now it's nowhere to be seen. Didn't really need it, though. But we'll go and take the yellow. Now we need it, but didn't need it before. And we're stunned, so we don't get to do extra damage. Wisp is kind of pointless at this point, so we'll just take a yellow. Actually, no, it can still be useful. If he gains barrier again, we'll be able to take it out. Oh, don't you dare. Okay, good. He, for whatever reason, did not go for it. He used to do adjacent damage. I don't know why it still only does 1 damage. It deals 32 damage to an enemy, and half of that damage to adjacent enemies. But that's not what he does. He does 32 damage to an enemy, and then 1 damage to adjacent enemies. He used to work correctly, but now he works incorrectly. It's really weird. Or at least what he does now is different than what the card says he does. Okay, I'll take a skull here, even though it does nothing, just to make sure our thing lives. Actually, you know what? Move that first. Maybe we can get away with just moving everything. Oh, perfect. Except that's not going to be enough damage, is it? No. Yeah, I guess we'll go for another skull. I just don't want him killing it yet. Go for another poke, almost kill it. And then we just need a wisp into finding any bit of damage. Doesn't matter what it is. And there we go. Well, he was stunned the entire time. Very annoying, but it still comes through. 2 more battles, unless we find another one. Another Valraven. An invisible Valraven. I hate that they don't appear. They really need to do something that allows it to be visible in some way. Just like, hey, this is your Valraven battle. Don't lose. Because now, in Invasion, or how it's always been, is you kind of just have to guess if there is or isn't one in your battle that you're doing. Okay, do we take the skull or do we just let it go? I think we actually take the skull because that should be enough to bring it into kill range. So we can actually one-shot first slot now. So I am going to do just that. Take that out. I will then probably explode and kind of just go from there. So we'll explode everything. Wisp's already full mana, but it's fine. What else do we need to move around? I guess we just go for down the line. So we'll do this, get you poked so we can start just destroying you with explosions or anything. Move that so we get even more mana. Always better to take the color you need more of as a 3 instead of a 4. Because, of course, it can surge as a 3, but it can't surge as a 4. So the one that you have higher up is the one you take the 4 times on. What do we need here? Do we skull poke it? We can try wisping it. The only problem with that is we might not have a skull available after I do that. Oh, never mind. Or we just take that for free. There we go. But let's work down the line. Hit both of them once, so wisp is 100% chance to kill. And then hopefully we'll have a skull alignment from there. And that's exactly what we get, and then it goes. Okay, final battle, unless we get another one. How far does that bring us? I don't think we hit another reward. No, not even close. Not even remotely close. You just got Siegebreaker achievement, thanks to the deck. Oh, no problem for that. Let's see. Going to get Archer class from level 100 to level 101 tomorrow. That actually would be cool if they made it go, like, infinite. That's actually one thing that is somewhat unfortunate about the most recent hero rework that they did in the previous patch. It used to track your total amount of wins with each hero class. That now does not, it now doesn't do it. Once you reach level 100, there's no way to really track how much you've played the hero class. Before, it would tell you X amount of wins, like 3,000, 10,000, 20,000. I think some people had that many. I think my highest at the time was like 9,000. But that's not possible anymore. It's nowhere in the entire game is it visible. And the external resource of the game hasn't made an area for it yet. Though I hope she does eventually. I should probably tell her about that and see if she'll make it. Not sure how hard that would be for her to do. But like a leaderboard for each hero class, how many times it's been used. Because the game itself doesn't say it anymore. Okay, I'm going to try wisping this. It's probably going to miss, but it's worth a shot. If nothing else, we could try getting a skull there. But nope, we don't even get that. So I guess I'm going to have to waste his entire ability just to take him out. So we'll do just that. Green would be optimal right here, because that would get us to full mana on him, while also giving us green mana. But there's no way to do that, so we'll just take a brown instead. A little bit of a waste, but still gets us what we need, and we still get to get rid of his barrier. Okay. Let's just go down the line. I always need to make sure whatever their first slot is has no armor, just so we can easily kill it out. I'm actually not going to go for the Archer Tower here, the Bastion, whatever it's called, because this will give us a higher chance that we do get a kill. And we do indeed get a kill. Good thing I hit him, or else we wouldn't have gotten a kill there. But yeah, he's going to have full mana next turn. We'll get all of them up that way. Ideally, we could take a green or a yellow now. Doesn't look like it. We'll try for the extra turn. Did get it. Just clear that out. And now all we have to do is just hit him 2 times before he kills us, which is actually possible, given that troop. Probably not that likely, though, but it can happen. Oh, no, we lost one. Oh, no. Careful. We can lose. We can still lose. Not over yet. Okay, let's go and take a skull at it. We'll take a skull back. And now literally anything we throw at it will kill it. Problem is, we have nothing to throw at it, so we'll take that green. And dead. There we go. Do we get 2 battles? No, that is unfortunately the end of the line for today. So with Sorcerer class, a hero class that has no means of being good in that game mode at all, it didn't do too bad, but it's mainly because the Oak guys were just so ridiculously strong. But anyways, let's go use some skull spam now. Let's see. Trying a few of them. Everything I was trying wasn't really working too over the top, though. I was trying to do a little bit of an anti-divine team. See, are any of these divine? No. Here are some divines. But let's go see if we can actually get it to work. It's kind of working okay. Let me go make sure I put the perks to correct. Biggest issue it kept having is the Doomstorm would backfire way too quickly. I probably need like a quick explosion. I was trying the firebomb method too. Everything I was trying with it just seemed way too inconsistent. But I'll give it a few more shots. But let's see, Dark Hunger. If a different hero class had this ability, I could see it being very, very, very strong. I just don't think it's really good on Sorcerer, because Sorcerer has no means of being good with skulls. Everything about it, other than this Doomstorm, is horrible, horrible with skulls. And there we go. Okay, so we'll go with all that, and yeah, let's go see what we can do now. Let's go head back, and this is what we're using. Crimson Bats with Glaceon, Captain Skullbeard, and Flesh Ripper. Basically, the whole premise here is we use the starting Doomstorm, get this Captain Skullbeard up as immediately as possible, and then just kind of go crazy from there. And that is pretty much what we're aiming for. So I'll grab that. Unfortunately, we do not have another mana to go take. So we'll go and take some browns there. We'll get a skull. Oh no, we're going to expire the Doomstorm. We're not going to be able to use it this time. But yeah, that's why you need the Firebomb. Firebomb makes it go so much quicker. Let's we can get mana right now, we're done for. Or at least the Doomstorm is done for. And it doesn't have a backup one. Yep, it's done. Rip. Yeah, the Firebomb version of it's pretty funny, though. Let me go and actually go into a Firebomb version of it. Let's actually go scrap this team for now. And actually, let's see. What would we do for one? I was trying a few earlier, but none were working too over the top. Let's go with, I think a Great Maul version of it. Either that or something with enough durability immediately while still doing skull damage. I wish there was a 2x that had Stone Skin. That could get it easy. I believe there is one. That one with Pyromania, Lava Elemental. That doesn't normally work out too well. I guess we'll go with the Great Maul version for now, and just go with a mana feed of it. So go Great Maul, Mercy, Firebomb, and then just Sorcerer. Mercy, Firebomb. And then we just need Sorcerer, ideally using a 3-color weapon that covered the rest, but unfortunately, that doesn't exist. So I guess our next best bet is Dawnbringer, and just use it for Barrier for our first slot. Actually, Cauldron wouldn't be too bad either. Too bad Mercy couldn't feed it, because we could then just Cauldron, Great Maul, and then it just all goes down. And with this, we just need a double yellow, and we'll go from there. Anyways, let's go with this. And see what we can do with first turn Doomstorm off of this. Let's do it against one that doesn't have as much reduction, and go from there. Hello, McCoy. Hello, Demon Rangel. Okay, so right off the bat, horrible starting board. So I'm still gonna go for a Mercy though. Actually, you know what? We'll go for we'll go for Mercy first. We'll go for Mercy. Get most of its mana. I want to try getting this thing to full before we really start going heavy on it. So we should have enough turns to do that. We'll do this. Go and devour one thing that seems threatening. So we'll go for Christine X here just to get rid of his summon. Ideally, that would extra turn. And now hopefully we can start skull spamming him. Just off the skulls that exist on the board. And nope, it's already over. No! Nope. Can't go quick enough. Even with that. You'd have to first turn Mercy into first turn Great Maul into Firebomb. That'd be the only way you would have enough time in between to go for it. And there's not that many hero weapons that really create skulls. I think there's 2 or 3. If even that, and all of them are horrible. They used to be better, but then they were nerfed because they were so good. And now Hero has like nothing to use for skulls. Which is unfortunate. Also, it doesn't help that it keeps submerging there. And we don't have any way to hit it. But yeah, I personally don't feel like it's worth using the Doomstorm on this hero class. It's going to be good in the future, but it needs to be on a different hero class. A hero class that's actually made to be used with skulls. Everything with Sorcerer is so cast-oriented. And it's not even excessively good at casting anymore, either. It's not even the best caster in the game, which is weird, because everything made for it's basically centered around it. Yet it has this other tree, which is the Doom tree, which we're trying to use the Doomstorm for, at least the beginning Doomstorm. And it just has nothing else that synergizes with it. It has like this one random tree of Doom that makes all skulls better and everything. And then the other 2 traits. It just doesn't thematically fit at all with the hero class. Okay, what will you transform into? Oh, just a rogue. For a second, I thought it was another Shadow Dragon, I was going to say. I mean, another Dragon Soul. Well, let's go try for a skull there. Get our knowledge. And it looks like at this point, it is over. Just need to get the last little bit of damage on him. Problem is actually doing that. There we go. Oh, no. Really? All that? And we still can't take a skull anywhere's in there. There we go. And then it goes. But yeah, Sorcerer's a really weird hero class these days. It's not really that good. Not really that good for anything. Other than just using it with normal team. No, even in this it's not good because it doesn't even have a natural half mana start. And they don't even have a Daemon half mana start yet either. It wouldn't even be as strong as Divines. Like, they didn't want to add it because they thought it would be, like, too strong. But, or they mentioned, like, something similar to that. But, Divines would be stronger with it than what, Daemons even are, so they might as well add the Daemon version. They're probably going to add it to one of those other new kingdoms that are coming next patch. So I'll go throw that in there. Get an Furnace down. And there we go. Yeah, it's funny. Some people did get screenshots of it earlier, like all the new kingdom stuff that's coming in next patch. Seems like a lot of stuff's actually coming in, like a ridiculously large amount. So that'd be kind of cool. I think there's 4 regions as well, if I'm not mistaken, that are going to be introduced to the game. One, of course, is the one we're already in, and then 3 other ones. Of course, one of them we already know pretty well is the Underworld, which they've spoiled like a billion times already. I'll go take the purple down. Throw the reds there. Okay, hopefully we get beta soon. They said sometime in August, and it's August now, so where's the beta? No, they said like mid to late August. We'd probably get access to it. Okay, we'll go and just get a poke on that. Ubistet, never mind. For a second I thought it was barriered. I hate how disease looks. It gets like a weird glitchiness to it when you have it on 4 times speed. I almost feel like just disabling it from this, because even though it's semi-useful, it's more annoying just the effect that it puts on everything. Just really annoying to the eyes. Like, you guys see that, right? When it goes... Let me try getting a bunch of extra turns here. Actually, this team's not really good at, like, extra turn spamming like that, but... like that, see? Like when it flashes like that, it's so weird. It's not actually even 4 times speed that's causing that right now, is it? Yeah, it like goes and just flashes for no reason. Also, it kind of looks like burning sometimes too. It's not actually burning. There are some differences between it, but could definitely be confused for it, that's for sure. But how they have like the fire at these down on the side. Like if it was just like the middle part, but look, let's just look at how glitchy it is sometimes. Just out of nowhere. Yeah, we'll go kill those 2 out. Get in nice hits. And just do it again. And dead. But if anyone still had anything else you want me to go over, just let me know. Or any questions you had. Yeah, having Mountain Crusher giving the Brown Storm is very, very useful. I'm just still so hesitant to put any trait on a weapon that could potentially make it weaker in a given instance. But I might just do it for Mountain Crusher. Because I believe it gets a couple other things that aren't horrible on it, like some kind of extra stat bonus and something else. It's definitely worth getting up. It's just, there's going to be like some kind of team in the future, I can already see it, that's going to require you not having the trait on it. And then everyone who has a trait will wish they didn't trade it. I don't think there's currently any team that's so good right now with it that it requires you to not have it. But that will definitely happen in the future. Just because some kind of other storm on your team is going to be more important than the Brown Storm. Because there are several teams that do use Mountain Crusher as the only brown on your team. The main one I can think of off the top of my head is Dragon Team. A 4 times Dragon Team does not double up on brown. Though if you use the Fairish Raw version of it, then you would double up on brown. But something like Mountain Crusher, Dragon Soul, Wordbreaker, or Glitter Claw does not double up on it. Okay, where's our last hit? All we have to do is just touch it, and we don't even have anything to go do it with. It'd be sad if we actually lose this when it's this close. Well, if I keep giving it that, that's going to happen, isn't it? We'll go and take this yellow. It actually could come down to who gets Divine Ishbala first. Oh, or it'll just die to burn. Okay, that works too. Hey, get Epic Ingot for that. We did not deserve that Epic Ingot. There we go. I still need to go do the pet. Can't not do that. It's only gets Strix though. And if you're struggling against it still, just use any Mang-like weapon, particularly Mang if you actually own it. They have really high armor, and you can utilize that against themselves, which is pretty cool. Also, if you own a Tesla, it's a cakewalk as well. All you do is just throw a Tesla and you pretty much just win instantly. Pretty funny. You go double Dwarven Gate Valkyrie Tesla. And they have such high armor that you just kill them pretty much in 2-shot or 1-shot. I think 2-shot actually. But still, it's really quick. Even if you don't have any magic or stats or anything, it still kills it that quick. Hey, what? He's still alive. Hate when it does that. Explosions sometimes do that, where it like pretends it didn't actually die. So how's leaderboard doing these days? We're at 9,000 right now. Haven't been pushing too hard yet. But we're only a 7,000 gap. Actually more so 8,000 gap, but we could reach it. We could definitely reach it. Friday, Saturday are the 2 days we're probably going to be playing the most, though. To close the gap, so we'll probably be able to catch up then. Anyways. I really want to just take out this firebomb. It's been sitting there for so long on my casual PvP. It's Tesla. Tesla, T-E-S-L-A. She's one of the better legends in the entire game. You mainly only use her in early to mid game though. What's good about her is she basically does the same amount of damage regardless of what point you are within the game. It's kind of like a Dragon Soul, except more damage output and no souls, and ends her turn, but just insanely good damage at the level range. It boosts based on all armor in play, but it also boosts on all the enemy armor, and it just tears through them with very high damage relative to what you would normally be able to do. Yeah, it is a legendary troop. And I don't believe it's available in Soulforge. Legends take forever to actually cycle in Soulforge, unfortunately. And I think it came out about a month ago, so it could still be like another 2 months or something. It takes forever for Legends to actually rotate. And for whatever reason, he doesn't have fully traded Dragon Soul. Well, probably because it's a lower level. It's a level 165. That would explain it. Hey, I haven't seen a Ferris Raw in a team for a while. Someone actually legitimately using a Ferris Raw in their defense. Normally, you wouldn't bother using it on defend. There just isn't a need to. I'll move that over. Get a little bit of mana everywhere. Grab ourselves some purples. Take some reds. Go from there. Get the Infernus down. Yeah, we'll go do the path for this battle. Take the double. Skull, sure, why not? Because I'll bring it into kill range, or should. And down it goes, and there was some Infernus him. And oops, that will kill it, or a skull, or anything. And that counts as anything. Down it goes. You have a somewhat complex but good deck against strong decks, and it works very effectively if applied well. The condition for this deck is you need to know your magic and health stats in order to get an efficient kill immediately. Here's the deck. Lord Ember, Hope Crescent, Yagway, and Divinia. Hope's Crescent. I'm trying to think of which one that is. I'm starting to get confused with which one each Mang-like weapon is. Let me double check that one. I know it tears all armor. I forget what the secondary effect is on it. Hope's Crescent. If their life is greater than mine, why? That's the one I thought it was. Why would you use this with Divinia? Their life is always going to be lower than yours if you use this with Divinia, which would defeat the point of even using this weapon in the first place. Because you'd instantly, the second you cast this, you would have more HP than the enemy. Unless you're using this at a very low level range, which I assume you would be then. Because if I was to use this, one cast of Divinia and we'd be above their HP, assuming we haven't taken any damage on our hero. If we're using our hero in first slot, that could be a little bit better, because then he's going downwards with it. But then it's going to have the same problem with what a Hydra would have, which is why Hydra's never used, in that you deliberately have to bring it down into near kill range in order to actually utilize it. And we'd always have to keep our HP very low, since it would have to be lower than theirs. So at max, we'd have to have like 60 HP or something, maybe even 50, which is 1 to 2 skull shot range. Unless we had skull reduction on our hero, but we currently do not. We'd have to use Dragon Guard for that. It's actually the only hero in the entire game with reduction, because Agile wouldn't work or anything like that in this particular instance. Because we'd need... Actually, I guess it technically could. But it'd be more annoying. Even mitigation would just be better. Can you test it and see how to tell you what you think of it? Well, I can already just tell that it's not going to work. At least this late in the game, it's not. I'd sooner just build a Divania Yagway team than bother with the other components. Well, actually, really, the only thing that wouldn't work is Hope's Crescent. Everything else would work in that team. It just, the weapon would have to be something else. Hydra is your second favorite troop. I like Hydra as a premise. It's just way too risky to use. It also doesn't do enough damage for how risky it is to use. If it was a 3x boost ratio, I would actually consider using Hydra. It's a troop that I've almost never really bring out just because of its risk. But yeah, if this was 3x boost ratio or 4x boost ratio, and if this final trait wasn't completely useless, I'd probably be using it. But the problem is this is useless, and that is useless. You have to bring it down to like Unless we're using an HP buffer. For one, you have to use an HP buffer. There's no not using an HP buffer with this thing. But you have to bring it down to like 20 HP or so. Keep HP buffing it. Have the enemy constantly keep damaging you, which if you're using it in Guild Wars or something, that automatically means you can't use it in Guild Wars because you wouldn't want the enemy damaging you that much. And on top of that, it ends its turn when it does its ability, and it's only 2 times boost ratio. So let's say you end up getting up to 100 HP. They then damage you for 80. You are now sitting in one-shot range of anything they do, and you just got 160 additional damage for a total of 190. So your damage now is about approximately 190 damage. But if you compare that something to, let's say, a Rowain, when it gets 1 single buff. Rowain, if we were to get, let's say, a single buff, which would be about 30 armor, that would bring her up to, let's just say, 80 armor. That would then be 160, and boom, we're pretty much already at the exact same damage, except she's not in one-shot range. She has all of her durability, whereas Hydra, the second it gets hit, it's going to die and lose all of its stats. This is also a lower mana cost. It's only 12 instead of 16. Also, Hydra has to be used in first slot, always, because you need it to take damage, whereas Rowain can be put in any safe location. You can also submerge it, barrier it, and everything like that. Well, technically you can do the same to Hydra, but you have to make sure you lower it first. And it's just a gigantic hassle. And there's not a single location where it actually works properly, unfortunately. Oh, what am I doing? I need to go do this pet already. Pets, come to me! I keep forgetting to do you. So, of course, we're just up against these. I don't know, should I go some kind of armor-tearing team just to mess around with them? Actually, you know what? We'll go do that. I was mentioning it. Oh, no, but it doesn't use hero. I was going to go use Double Dwarven Gate Valkyrie Tesla. But that would kind of defeat the point because it doesn't use hero. Fail. And there's no hero weapon that would kind of do the same as a Tesla. There's no real replacement for that. I guess we could use a weird version of Tesla team. But then what would even be the point at that point? I don't know. Let's go build a very weird team with Tesla. Let's go Tesla, Dwarven Gates. Did I not type it right? Dwarven Gates. Actually, in that case, I don't really need Dwarven Gate then, do I? No, not really. Let's go Valkyrie. At that point, I'd be better off going... Oh, I need some kind of score reduction there. Well, let's go... Let's build something really weird. Wait, doesn't this hero class give you extra armor on constructs or something? No, it was HP. And it only does it to constructs. And this team wouldn't actually use constructs. And she only buffs mechs. I hate that they made mechs and constructs separated. They should really just be one classification. Because it makes these so useless. All these bonuses. Because all the mech and construct bonuses are near useless. Because there's so many mech troops that synergize with constructs. And there's so many construct troops that synergize with mechs. But mechs don't really synergize with mechs, and constructs don't really synergize with constructs. And for whatever reason, humans synergize with mechs. Which doesn't really make much sense. Like, every single human has a synergy to it. Yet you would never actually use them together. Which makes, almost all of Adana dead content, other than, Tesla and a few other exceptions. Anyways, let's just do a real team. Let's just do the Divine team. Divine... Furnace. Where's our hero? Oh, duh. He wouldn't be here. There's not going to be a hero here. Where's Ubistet? In the Soul Forge. That's where he is. But we'll go and move that. Boom. And everything's in order. And then we'll just go for... There's almost no point even setting our banner to green-blue and we're not starting with half mana, but... Oh well, we'll stick with it. If nothing else, we still enchant when we take green. Hello, Osman. You got another useless mythic today, but the good news is you got your Dragon Guard to level 100. Congratulations, very nice. What's the useless mythic you got today? Let me guess. Suna, Plague, that one that does extra damage based on how many kills have happened? Something like that. I know, which one was it? There's a lot of useless ones. Almost a third of mythics are useless. A third of mythics are weaker than commons. We'll go take that down, which is kind of unfortunate. Because when you get them as one of your mythics, it's really bad. Okay, what do we need here? Oh, if he ends his turn. Take a red, grab all that mess. Just throwing his furnace at him. And Uriali. Oh, Uriali's not horrible. She's not the worst mythic in the game, that's for sure. It kind of put her in the middle of the pack. She's currently really good on some Guild War days, mainly because there isn't much else that fits the coloration to cover all 6 colors. I think yellow Guild War days, actually one of the bigger ones, if you don't have a proper Divine team. You can use her as a last slot to color the rest of your colors that you're normally missing. Uriali's decent for Guild Wars. It also has potential in true damage teams in the future. Well, at the moment, obviously, true damage is pretty weak, but you never know. It could become useful again. New true damage mythic's coming this Friday, so we'll see what that does. I'm not sure if they're finished balancing it yet, so we'll have to see. Game? Game? Hello? Loading screen. Okay, let's go move this right over. Take that out. Grab a blue to the green. Grab all that. I should turn off the top. That's full mana. Sure, we'll try taking out first slot. Actually, that's enough damage. Good. And then we just concentrate everything else on the rest. Hopefully one of them will die to this cast. And that's pretty much it. And we just Ubistet. Oh, none of them died, though. Okay, maybe I should have done that the other way around. No, Sunbird, what are you doing? Oh, good. It came in with no stats. Actually, so little stats it died to that. And then we just cast this and kill it. Yeah, so many hero classes need a buff. Like, as far as to their traits or something. There's such a lack of balance between them. You go from, like, these ridiculously good Bard-like classes that gain 1 stats to all of your allies per turn and gets, like, several decent perks. And then you go to Sorcerer, which is, like, so ridiculously dated, with a 50% chances to gain 1 magic instead of 1 to all stats to your entire team, and useless traits with a tree that doesn't even synergize with the rest of its trees. It just doesn't make any sense. There, we'll throw that down. Grab another poke on someone. Did the devs go over anything interesting on Monday? No. All they went over was Next Mythic. And Next Mythic is a troop that does true damage to the last 2 enemies, webs all enemies, and if it gets a kill, it explodes 15 gems, though do keep in mind it does not stack. So for example, if you kill true troops, it will still only explode 15 gems, it will not explode 30. Though regardless, 15 explodes is basically enough to clear the entire board. And that 15 is static, so even if it has 0 magic, it still does it. And that's pretty relevant because there is going to be a lot of annoyance with web starting this Friday. Web is currently a mechanic that's almost never used because basically every single thing in the entire game that has web is near useless. But that's going to change as of Friday because a mythic actually has a pretty decent ability with web. And it's going to start causing a lot of webs to start appearing everywhere. Obviously, that's not the case right now because there's nothing good that does it. But that will change very, very soon. So we'll see exactly how that affects things. Main thing to note is anything that is really magic dependent is going to suffer a lot. So the 2 easiest ways to counter this is to skull spam or do the way that almost everyone's going to bother to counter it, and that is use Divines. Because Divines have more cleanse all allies than any other typing in the entire game, which is yet another thing that Divines do better than literally everything else. Divines currently have best damage, best cleanse, some of the best mana generation, best HP gain, best barrier spam, best enchant spam, and I guess technically best support, because Divinia is definitely best support. I could probably name like a dozen things that Divines do better than any other typing right now. It's almost everything. Is the bottom line. Okay, we'll go and just throw a poke on it. Oh, they already got a kill. We'll throw that down. Did you miss any codes or anything? No. Not yet. No, actually, we're not giving out any codes today. I will eventually be doing it on like a daily basis thing. I just need to get Salty to agree to give me that many. Which isn't the easiest of things to do. But I will eventually. Where like every stream we have will have one. The main reason she hasn't yet is that would be a lot of codes to give out. Oh, we're gonna move that over. Actually, technically it wouldn't be too much more than now, but it would still be more than now. And it was kill with Ubistet. And there we go. How did the team work, you think? Which team are you referring to? What team? How would this team work for you? Oh, never mind, you haven't mentioned it yet. Mercy, Diviner, Ubistet, Divine, Ishbala? Oh, it's perfectly fine. The only problem with that, and the reason why you normally see me using this instead of Mercy, is for hero class EXP. For this, you just automatically gain class EXP every single battle you do. The problem with using a non-hero on your team is you're gaining no class EXP. You're still gaining hero EXP. It's just your class isn't moving up at all. And I've been making it a priority of mine to go get all the classes up so we have them for later. We're still a decent month or two away before we actually max all hero classes, but we've been slowly going through the process of doing that. I believe we have 5 currently max, if I'm not mistaken, and Sorcerer is 7 levels away from being our 6. So we're approaching the halfway point. Actually, technically, we're further than the halfway point. We don't have more than half max, but if you count all the EXP we currently have, we're slightly past halfway there. Though there are several hero classes that way you would technically never need to max. For example, Night Hero class. Just because it's so useless that you would never actually bother using it. You would only ever use it for kingdom upgrades. Well, apparently we used up all of our yellow pet food, but we got 3 Grifflings. I wonder if that's enough to upgrade. I don't think it is, because I just recently upgraded the other day. I think that's... we got it to Legendary the other day. So it still has a long ways to go before it gets to Mythic, but 3 will definitely help it, that's for sure. And yeah, exactly so. We had to exactly add 1 copy into Legendary. Now it's at 4 copies and still has a ways to go. Yeah, we have 3 mythic pets now. We have all of them on, not the screen, but we have the Grimlet, which is useless. The Navi, which is, the Leafette, which is elf bonus, if I'm not mistaken. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's elf bonus, which is pretty useless. And the 5% gold bonus, which is okay. Oh, and we got 4 of them, my bad. And we got the Puppy Bot, which is a Donna. So basically every pet that we have naturally gotten up, so everything except Mini Mimic, is useless. Grimlet's useless, Leafette's useless, or let's see, Apocalypse bonus is useless, the Elf bonus is useless, and the Adana bonus is useless. I was just going over earlier how bad Adana is, other than Tesla, pretty much, and Alchemist, I guess. And I think there's like 1 or 2 other ones, like Carnex and something else for that kingdom, and the hero class. But other than that, everything else is useless from there. Anyways... yeah, let's go back to PvP. We also have a daily task to go do. Gotta go explore anywheres, as well as win 8 times with Pride Lands. And for that, we get 1 gem key and 5 glory keys, which I guess we'll do. The explore one's ridiculously easy. The other one, not so much, but would only take, like, no time at all. Everyone knows why we have those skulls, the clown ones. It's something in the UK for Clown Day, or whatever they said, Red Nose Day? Someone mentioned what it was. It's also some kind of clown week. Yeah, something with clowns, which makes sense because there are clown heads. Okay, we'll go and take the blue, grab the reds, throw the yellow, furnace everything. Didn't take the purple, but it's fine. Kill that out. Ubistet dead. You doubt the new Mythic pushes everyone into web teams? No. People aren't going to invade with web teams. The problem is people are going to start defending with web teams. Like, no one's going to be using the new Mythic to invade with. Unless you're using it on a Guild War Day to fill a hole in some kind of team that was missing it. But what everyone will be using it for is building the most trollish possible disabled team you've ever seen. It's going to be something like, let's see. It's going to be something like Hero using a very annoying Hero class, followed by Azura, the new Mythic, and Plague or something. It's going to be just disable after disable after disable, with the double impervious of, oops, that was supposed to be next turn, of the double impervious of Plague into the new Mythic. There's something just so absurdly annoying. Regardless of what it is, it's going to be ridiculously easy to counter with cleanse spam, though. But against teams that don't have cleanse spam, at least for the next week or two, you basically are forced to have to use cleanse spam. I feel like there's going to be enough people using it on to defend that you would need to. At least initially. I think it will die out after a while, and everyone will just go back to Divines and other weird teams like Fire Bombs and such. But I'm definitely going to switch it just to see how it goes. I might even switch one of my Guild War Defend teams. I don't know specifically which one, but I feel like it would actually fit very well into a Guild War Defend day. The AI would probably use it incorrectly, but as long as it gets web down, that's the main thing that matters. If you can get a web down and they have no cleanse, you'll be in a pretty good position. Because scroll spam is almost never used in Guild Wars, just because of the chance of it backfiring. Yeah, we'll be trying for the Mythic this Friday with 1.6k gem keys approximately. Hopefully we'll be able to get it. With that many, I would assume so. Also, it should take less guild chests than that to get it. If you have max guild chests and you have all 4 of them of each copy, it should only take you about 1,000. 1,000 is somewhere around, like, what, 80% chance, I believe? Somewhere around there. Of course, if you wanted it up to, like, a 99% chance, yeah, I think you would have to do, like, 3,000 to 5,000 or something. But, you have a pretty good chance with just doing 1,000 of them. Assuming you have them to the point where you're not getting 50% drops off of the other things, the statues. Alright, we'll just throw Ubistet down, that should be enough. Or maybe not, never mind, he just reduced their stats too much. No! If we had his attack, that probably would have been enough. Oh well, we're gonna move that over. God, whichever one doesn't explode. Or, never mind, they'll both explode, that works too. Don't even need to do anything. Is what confirmed on it? Do you know the chance of getting the Mythic by getting max level on Guild Seals, 40k? Investing the seals? Oh, I kind of already answered your question without actually looking at it. But, oh, Guild Seals, not chest? Oh, my bad. Okay, that makes sense then. I thought you were talking about actual Guild chest amount. Yeah, what Demon or Angel said then is approximately how many you would need. The next troop from Kirkorov will devour Webb's troops by 50% chance. Oh, actually, I was paying so much attention to the legend, I didn't even notice that that was a thing. Is it really? 1 second, because that's next week. That's kind of funny, if that's actually the case. Let's see. Deal magic plus 4 damage to an enemy, 50% chance to devour them if they are webbed or entangled. That's pretty funny. It also has immune to devour, immune to poison, and has regeneration. It's an epic troop, which means you'll be able to get a lot of purple-yellow arcane trait stones if you need it next week. And I believe the Mythic actually uses that trait stone, so that actually works out perfectly. Half the trait stones you need for the new Mythic you can actually obtain from the following week's event. So if you do want to get the new Mythic fully traded, which you shouldn't do, only the first 2 traits are currently good, Stealthy and Impervious, assuming it keeps those traits. Then all you have to do is farm green-purple trait stones for it. You don't actually need yellow-purple because you'll get it the following week off of the Kirkorov event. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't think that would be too useful, though. Maybe for newer players that could be. Because that would give you a very easy way to have a better chance of landing your Devour chance. Instead of having to depend on Bullet for 13+ rounds, you could use some kind of Entangle spamming troop and then kill them out that way. You probably wouldn't bother using Web. But the Entangle part of that ability is definitely worth it. 50% chance to devour an entangled or a webbed enemy. Yeah, more often than not, that would always be used for Entangle instead. Just so much easier placing Entangle than Web. Entangle has like 3 times as many options. And like 10 times as many good options. Oh, we got a Revenge on 1 trophy. You normally don't see that too often. That means normally means that a lower level player actually invaded you and defeated you. Which I guess is a bad sign. Given that we're using the meta right now, that's a really bad sign. So given that he has Goblin team, I guess he infinitely looped it with Goblins or something. There are a lot of teams that can defeat higher level teams that are lower level though. Speaking of teams that can defeat people at a lower level. Goblins? Hello? 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 Well then. I think it's still winnable, but wow. Oh, he didn't even go. Oh, yes, he does. Never mind. What do we need here? Weeb, get full mana already. Go. Where's your full mana? Go. There we go. We at least got the kill off the skull. And now he's just going to summon, which is actually slightly annoying. Oops, could I have already have won if I didn't move that? I think I could have. I think I just failed. Whoops. I think I just had skull alignment there that I could have taken for that. And he's rebuilding his team. He's going to get the exact same team back. Watch. We're going to move that over. Move that down. Rest of this board's kind of pointless to really move around much. Let's move that. And still don't have what we need. I want to get Weeb into kill range, but I would need an extra turn skull to do that. We'll take that down. Oh, there we go. That's exactly what we need, actually. This shouldn't kill it. And yeah, we just Weeb it. Oh, that was a really weird battle. He almost just beat us. But goblins will do that. Well, we know how he won. Actually, then again, given that we're using the incorrect hero class, that's actually not too surprising that we're losing with this. This is why you don't use Sorcerer like this. But there isn't much to use it for. Yeah, does anyone else have any other questions? Otherwise, tomorrow we will be doing the Archer hero class video thingy sometime in the morning. And hopefully I'll do another video going over the calendar, specifically going over what gems and diamonds are used for. Which will kind of be the other video I wanted to do where I go over what the best mythics are to craft. Basically going to go over the best things to use gems on, best things to use to craft for legends, and best things to craft for mythics. Basically combining the video ideas together just to cover more rounds. Because it seemed like it was going to be too short of a video the other way around. Okay, we'll go and just throw a poke there. And it was a Sty, and it was Uberstack kill it or Infernus kill it. And there we go. But anyways, guys, I guess I will see you all tomorrow then. Same time as always, 1 hour prior to now tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, as I mentioned, we are having the Archer event tomorrow. It's not the greatest of hero classes. It's very well-rounded, but it didn't really get too many good perks. It's still above average, I would say, but it doesn't excel really at anything other than summoning. There are some really funny teams, and I'll be making sure to show them. Black Beast team is actually probably the best thing you can use with Archer at the moment, as far as what it's really used for. Everything else, not really that useful on it. But, yeah, it's a kind of a fun hero class to mess around with. Not really one you should really bother with too much, though. It's not one you'd really utilize for much. Other than that, we have 2 things coming this Friday. New Mythic, as well as Gnome event. So you'll be able to find more loot from various stuff, more treasure gnomes, as well as more vault keys. So a lot of free loot to get this weekend if you're going to be around. Definitely a good time to be playing. For goblins, you use an Ice Goblin and King Bloodhammer, along with Glaceon with the Apothecary. Yeah, that would end up working. You have all the freeze, and it's basically standard skull spam. It would work out quite nicely. Or I should say Doom Skull spam, because that's the way that you would normally build into Doom Skulls. Of course, normal skull spam would be something like a double looper, or just one of the single ones, like, you know, like Divine Ishpala with Forest Guardian or something like that. But yeah, Doom Skull, even though I don't personally use Doom Skulls that much right now, it is still very, very good. It's just not better than Divines is the only problem. It can still defeat Divines and Goblins and a lot of other stuff. It's just not quicker than them on an average battle. As you can kind of see when we tried messing around with the hero class earlier. And I was messing around with it earlier too, and it's just no team was really coming through enough to make it worth using compared to Divines. Not even close. But anyways, guys, thanks for coming down. I'll see you later. Good night, and goodbye, everyone.